going?
What's going on, guys? Rivals podcast, new episode. We got Cooper Keach, Will Lehman, and Connor Drake. We're going to start off talking about Tennessee hoops. Will's got a lot to say about them, so Will, go ahead, give us your input here.
All right, first things first, the AP top 25, whoever those writers are, whoever votes on that, terrible. They are
Okay,
terrorists.
I'm gonna
They
time
are
out.
terrorists.
Time out. I'm gonna
They
stop
are
you right there.
terrorists. All
So
right.
this is let's get the record straight on the AP Top 25. This is how it works, okay? You have voters from every region. They're beat writers for
I
their
know.
own
And the beat
teams.
writers are terrorists,
Yeah,
dude.
okay, well the point of the AP poll is everyone that votes is a beat writer, so you have a little bit of bias in every region.
I
So what
it's
you need to
unreal.
remember, what people need to remember about the AP poll is it doesn't take into account like yeah, Nebraska is one spot above Illinois, even though Illinois just beat Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Like it it collects the votes of every beat writer and then it adds them all up. So you have a
I,
little bit of bias in every region. So
the
there's
S the SEC bias amongst these beat writers is unbelievable.
you're
They
saying bias against the SEC?
They hate the SEC. They
Oh
hate
my
the
God.
SEC this year. It's unreal. It's unreal. It's terrible. I'm sick of it. I don't even look at it anymore. All I care about is the net ranking. But yeah, just start off. Just start off. AP
Hey,
top 25. It's a joke.
just ask Mark Jackson what he thinks of beat writers. There's like a classic clip from like mid 2010s of it was him and somebody talking about Klay Thompson, and he's like, anytime Mark Jackson in his prime just opens his mouth, whatever comes out is just gonna be an instant banger. But he I can't remember what he said. Something like Klay Thompson and or no, it was him and Jeff Van Gundy. And I don't know why, but it was hilarious. And as soon as you guys started talking about beat writers, I just instantly thought of it. Which
Yeah.
ESPN fired Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. Holy fumble, but that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Well, Lehman, you're
Anyways,
right. You should care about the AP more. Everyone should care about the AP more. Or sorry, should care about the net more. But the AP is just like for people to reference, like, oh, I should watch this game tonight.
Yeah, the AP's a
people
joke.
like
I'm
me.
not I'm not going off which games to watch for the AP.
That's
Hey,
fair.
I am. I am. You know,
Some people say.
the guys like me, when I go on my app, I'm like, who am I watching tonight? Only one ranked team, two ranked teams. I'm watching that one.
All right.
Well,
On
with that
national
mindset, you're
TV.
gonna be
So I'm
watching Miami, Ohio versus SLU in the showdown of
hey,
whoever
Miami's an important team to watch this year.
hey,
Miami, you're saying you wouldn't want to
they
watch Miami
they
slew
will get
Lehman?
first round dropped, guarantee it.
Robbie Avila on my TV. I'll take that all night long.
Oh my
Feed up that
gosh.
slew,
Oh,
baby. I will watch baby Jokic wearing goggles play on my TV all night long, baby.
SLU in
Give me
Miami,
that
Ohio,
slew.
they're gonna get combined to 0 wins in the tournament.
Hey, I'm here for the ball. I'm not here for the SEC tradition. I'm here to watch ball. I don't care about the tradition and the history and the
It just
blah, blah,
it,
blah,
it
blah,
just
blah.
means more in the SEC, and they're disrespecting it this year. I'm sick of it. It makes me sick. Yeah.
SEC's a football conference anyway, so
We
it doesn't
won the
really matter.
tournament last year.
Buddy, the tournament is flawed. I'm gonna say
It's
that right
flawed.
now.
How is it
The whole
flawed?
the whole one win or the single loss elimination, dude, like, it's good for ratings, it's good for viewership, all that. But it doesn't show who the better team really is.
Oh my,
You
are
know
we
what I
really
mean?
gonna do this?
What?
Are we really
Are
gonna
you
do this
kidding
right
me?
now,
Are you
bro?
kidding?
I'm not
It's
kidding.
electric though, and
Oh
90% of
no,
the
no,
yeah.
no, no, no,
It's the
no. I
greatest
am not.
tournament
No, no.
ever.
It is. It is. But from a who's better perspective, it's not
So
like
you
Dude,
would rather have a tournament that gives us a who's the best team? You
look,
would rather
dude,
have
bro,
that
the NCAA
than
tournament
this.
is who's the best team.
if I had a dog in the fight and was a legitimate college basketball fan of like a certain school, absolutely. But I'm not, so I really don't care. And I love seeing fans of good teams just get pissed off. So so like, like you said, Connor, it is electric. It's the most entertaining tournament to watch. But like as far as the whole argument of well, so and so lost in the tournament, who cares? Like, team could have had a bad night, could have been a bad matchup, like whatever. When it comes down to like who's the best, you got to duke it out in at least a best of three series.
Florida was the undisputed best team last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like
and UConn
majority.
the 2 years before, bro. Like, it was
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, sorry.
no,
Yeah,
go,
I was gonna
go.
go to UConn too. Like majority of the time, no, regardless of what the field is, the best team is gonna come out. That's just how sports work.
Yeah.
What the hell's my screen doing? Anyway, but like, so if that's, I get that, but if that's the case, then why isn't every Final Four a top three seed team?
Because there's better teams that were underseeded because they either like had bad losses earlier in the year, had injuries, or you never know what happened, like something clicked. There's all these different types of variables. Like maybe they just had like good matchups all throughout the season or bad matchups all throughout the season, like tough conference. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like an old man, but give me the best of three or best of five. If I was a legitimate college basketball fan, which I watch, I enjoy it, I keep up with it, but I don't really have a dog in the fight. Like if
Hey,
the NBA if the NBA was a single elimination and the Bulls were like actually good, God, I'd be so pissed off. I'd be so pissed.
bro,
But it's a
this
go
is
ahead,
crazy.
Lehman.
This is
Spit
crazy.
it out,
It
Lehman.
is the best. It's the best. The best team wins, bro. I'm
Yeah.
bringing Wichita State into this, bro. 2014, Wichita State undefeated 1 seed gets beat by Kentucky, the 8 seed, who goes to the Final Four, bro. Or no, they went to the finals, bro. That team had Julius Randle and like 6 other NBA players, bro. Willie Cauley-Stein, I think. Like that team was
Willie
disgusting.
Cauley Stein. Yeah.
They, bro.
There's a real baller.
In
5 years
college,
in the
he was
NBA, and now he's a
he was
5 years
a
in the NBA, and now he's a gangbanger with freaking face tats.
they were
Anyway,
dogs. They were dogs in college, bro. Julius Randle, he was freaking nasty.
who all was on the dude? Julius Randle is nasty. He still is,
Yeah.
but like
They came in as
they
that team came in
yeah,
as an 8 seed, bro, and they went to the national championship. Like
it's because they were all freshmen. But there were some other guys on that team that I'm forgetting. I'm gonna look it up and it's gonna piss
James
me off.
Young.
Who
James Young. I think that
I'm
was
talking I'm talking NBA guys
yeah,
because
he
we're
went to
actually
the
talking about
NBA.
those. No, he didn't.
Yes, he
Okay,
did.
if he did, him and I about put up the same numbers in the NBA.
I'm
We
looking.
talked about this at work the other day. I'm drawing a blank on who's on this team. Yeah, here we go. Scalabissiere, Tyler Eulis. Um, why's my phone tripping? Let's see. Oh yeah, D Book, Cat, Willie Cauley Stein. Oh no, this the year after. This team's also nasty. Tyler Eulis, Trey Lyles had a good run for a few years. Willie Cauley Stein, D Book, Cat, Aaron Harrison, and a couple other no names went to the NBA. But anyways, shout out Ron Baker, shout out Fred Van Fleet. That's about all that's ever came out of Wichita State. I
All right.
mean, am
So
I wrong?
Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet.
Um, carry on.
All right, wait, where were we at before
yeah,
this?
let me go. Talk. Sorry, we got hella sidetracked. Talk about Tennessee.
Tennessee, 2 solid wins, 2 solid Q2 wins after that piss poor, pitiful effort against Kentucky. So you like to see that. Obviously, no respect in the AP rankings, just whatever. I think this team's really starting to click. Nate Ament is the go-to guy now, even over Gillespie, which you like to see. That takes pressure off Gillespie, gets some more open shots. The only two critiques for this Tennessee team, they can't finish off games they can't finish off the first half and they can't finish off the game. They choke way too many leads and they cannot shoot the three ball like at all. Like these like they were like they made 5 threes I think last game on like 11 attempts. Like they shoot at a pretty high clip, but they just do not shoot threes. They got like 2 guys that can. It's like those are the two big things I hope they can clean up come tournament time. But other than that, good week to be a Bulls fan. And now we got Vanderbilt this weekend. Or no. Yeah, we got Vanderbilt this weekend.
Yeah, you
So
got
that'll be a
Oklahoma
big game.
Wednesday and Vandy Saturday. How are you feeling about those matchups?
Um, I'll be at the Oklahoma game. We should win that. I would hope. Vanderbilt will be good. I think that'd be a big Q1 win at Vandy. And then that would just take pressure off going into Bama the next week because I want to win at least one of those games. Hopefully both.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this team's chances in the tournament, just relative mid-February?
I I like where we're standing right now, but with like we choked two leads to Kentucky, we choked a lead to Kansas. It's like the good teams, I feel like we never can quite put them away. So like if the matchup is bad in the round of 32 or like the Sweet 16, that scares you. But then like I was like reading an ESPN article and they were like, we don't know where to put Tennessee, like second round bounce or Final Four. And like they're like in that group, which I agreed with that. Like I could see them making a run, but then I could see them like just like completely just blowing up against a lesser power four team.
Yeah, I need to watch more Tennessee so I can go back and forth with you more here. But from what I know about them, that sounds pretty accurate.
But like Jacoby Gillespie, like that dude gives me like Cade Cunningham vibes from next like from like last year. Like this dude can take over a game, bro. Like he's one of those guys in March that like he has the experience. He's been there before. Like he was there last year and like he did really good last year with that Maryland team. Like I don't know. I feel like he's just one of those guys that like dude can just like just go off in the tournament.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Gillespie last year, Big Ten guy who's at Maryland. Um, Unfortunately, my like lasting memory of him is him taking that shot against Michigan State that like doinked sideways off the rim and led to that half court game winner.
Yeah.
But beside the point, he is a very good guard, and guard play wins in March. So if
That's
you
what I'm
got Brandon
saying.
Gillespie, yeah, I don't doubt that you guys can make a run for sure.
Let's go into Iowa next. Now, since we're on the men's basketball talk.
Yep. All right, Iowa. We're obviously going through a stretch where we're not us right now. The main issue to me seems to be offense just doesn't quite have a rhythm. And that is tough because you get these open looks and you're kind of pissing down your leg instead of like you're unconscious and shooting with confidence. So, and that leads to you're having long misses and you're not able to set up your defense. And then that's how runs happen. And then stuff really starts going south. But I really appreciate Ben McCollum's emotional control in his press conferences. He's made it very clear he's not embarrassed of this team and they're going to get it on the right track. And I have full faith that we'll get it turned around here. Anyone who was watching us during that 6 game win streak knows that Sturts, if Sturts doesn't play well, like we're cooked is such a casual take. Anyone knows that that supporting cast has stepped up at times. And during that 6 game win streak, it looked like we really had established roles and it was going to get, we were going to get some big wins when we started this real like tough patch of schedule. But it has yet to happen. We got another big opportunity tomorrow against Nebraska. And I can't act like these losses haven't been concerning. And one thing that wasn't addressed in the press conference, which I don't blame him for not addressing it publicly, but we had so many mental lapses defensively. Example, like there was a baseline out of bounds play where Purdue had a guy in the corner. They just threw it straight to him, and Tate Sage was over there. He didn't even react until like 3 seconds too late. And then he got it like barely a hand up to contest, and the ball was already in the bucket. There's so many other examples. I'm just saying it was a lot of Purdue was good, but it was a lot of we were not ready to go for sure. But people should still get behind this team and Pat Carver tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, Purdue, Iowa is like from an Iowa perspective, the ball has to bounce your way, and it's one of those games where if you're Iowa and you come out and Purdue socks you first, like not much you can do. So like when you, I mean, if you have, I mean, like you're gonna have like bad shooting nights and like just physical mistakes when you have the mental lapses and there's just certain things you can't afford to do when you're at such a disadvantage, for lack of a better phrase, or when you're so much underpowered compared to a Purdue team when you are Iowa, that I think you kind of hit it spot on as far as the mental lapses and everything like that. That you just can't afford certain things to happen when you're Iowa playing Purdue. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. We did
Yeah.
not rebound well out of the gate. They got a few possessions in a row where they had a lot of second chance opportunities in the first half, and then we had cut the lead to I can't remember if they were up 9 or 11 going into halftime, but then we came out of the gate in the second half turning the ball over, which was really surprising because if there was one silver lining through this bad kind of play these last two games is that we were still taking care of the ball really well. But we came out of the gate with like 3 turnovers in a row, and then it kind of just spiraled from there pretty much. And obviously, shout out Purdue. They are a national title contender. That team is going to be a tough out. I'm not saying they're going to win the national title, but when you look at the makeup of this team and you go back, like there's guys on this team that have experienced like multiple double-digit losses in the tournament. Like that's going to be a tough, like mentally tough team. That's just going to be a really tough out. I do want to say this though, like I cannot stand Purdue fans. I hate Purdue fans. I'm looking on social media and there's that play I posted on the story. I keep bringing this up. This is the last time I'm going to bring it up because it's stupid. I'm only bringing this up because of Purdue fans. But Manyao's in a position with a box out, and TKR just kind of like grabs him by the head and throws him down. And there's grown Purdue alums in the comments trying to claim that that's a clean play. Like, take your 20-point win and move to the next game. I checked Purdue basketball like social media page. They have the comments limited on every single post, even after a win. Like, you know how insufferable of a fan base you have to be for your own Instagram page to limit comments after a win on every single post. Like it's ridiculous. I can't stand Purdue fans. You guys are outrageous. It's been that way ever since like going back to Purdue playing Illinois and State Farm Center. They're so entitled, can't like they just have to win everything. They have to be right about everything. But that's
They
my rant for the day.
While on the topic of fan bases, are there any fan bases that you actually enjoy? We've ripped Green Bay, we've ripped Milwaukee, we've ripped Purdue now. Are there any fan bases that like you have respect for, or I don't know if enjoy or like or support is like the right for? I guess having respect for would probably be like the best way to phrase it. And you cannot say Illinois because you used to be an
Yeah.
Illinois fan.
Yeah.
Tennessee, you
No,
respect
I
Tennessee.
I don't have anything against Tennessee fans, but speaking specifically like Big Ten teams, that's honestly really tough.
I mean, like anything,
Bro,
like
the Purdue crash out's
Lions,
valid, bro. They suck at it. They never
Lions.
win anything, bro. They never win any natties. They always hype themselves up like they're going to, bro. They choke every year. Like I'm sick of them too, Drake.
Yeah.
Like
I'm talking any like rivaling franchise, I guess. So like Lions, Vikings. Obviously, we've been over the Packers, but any Big Ten team minus Illinois. I don't know if you're a fan of any baseball. I mean, you're not really that hardcore baseball guy, so I guess we'll just kind of pass on that. But
You know, I always enjoy Minnesota fans, just Minnesota Gophers fans, just because they think they're gonna beat us in football every year, and we always end up whooping them. So, I mean,
what about
it's
that Cooper
always
DeJean fair
it's
catch?
enjoyable. Wait, what did you say?
What about that Cooper DeJean fair catch like 2 years ago? Or was that Cooper
Yeah.
DeJean?
So that's why it's fun because typically we own Minnesota, but that was like my introduction to the rivalry. So I was under the impression that like Iowa Minnesota is actually like a heated rivalry, but it turns out we usually like own them, if that
Like
makes sense.
Packers Bears.
Yeah, no, but you get you almost got me, but you get what I'm trying to say. I enjoy watching how excited they get before the game, and then it just all goes downhill from there. I guess the same could be said about Nebraska fans, but I can't stand Nebraska fans just because of how much they talk about the 80s and the glory days of the Husker defense and all that and the fake sell
the
streak.
big
It's
old
just too much for me.
big old corn-fed white boys up on the O line, homegrown O line,
Yep.
man.
Well, exactly. We're just too similar. That's the problem with Nebraska.
Yeah,
I don't really have anything personally against Nebraska fans. It's just
I'm in the same boat. If I had to pick one, like not like old school, but like pre-Mahomes Chiefs fans is what I would say. Believe it or not, pre-Mahomes Chiefs fans, because I have walked in. You're gonna laugh, Lehman. I've walked in to Arrowhead, Raiders beanie, Crosby jersey, me and some other Raiders fan from like probably Mexico City, Mexico, just screaming the Raiders chant. And you just got all these Chiefs fans that are just like looking around. They're just like looking at me. Like, dude, if you would have went into like prime Oakland Coliseum and was wearing, I don't know, Alex Smith, like whoever Chiefs jersey, dude, you would have been mauled. You've been mauled if you did that. But I got some respect for pre Mahomes Chiefs fans. Post Mahomes Chiefs fans, I cannot stand, but I can get down with the pre Mahomes era.
You know, Keach, I kind of feel the same way about Lions fans
Bro,
because
I hate the
pre,
Lions.
but you
Oh,
like them, you
no,
like
I
Lions.
hate no, dude. I don't like any of the NFC North fans, bro.
Okay, here's the
They're all
thing.
annoying.
Like pre Lions being good, so pre like 2 years ago or whatever the heck, the Lions and Bears, I swear, had like low key an alliance against the Packers and the Vikings, just because you guys were always like the teams that were good, and then we were always like at the bottom of the division.
Bears fans like made themselves known. They're like Lions fans like non-existent, bro. Like I didn't even know I didn't know that they were a thing until like 2 years ago, bro. Like
Lions, yeah.
they just like every year we went into the Lion every year we went into the Lions game, I was just like, yeah, that's a win.
I've just never seen a fan base go from like being so we can't win a game, like we're loyal to like we deserve to win everything kind of deal.
Bro, their players are like that too, bro. Amon Ra, dude. That dude is the cockiest football player
Yeah.
and the biggest diva. And it drives me nuts, bro. Like it is so annoying, dude.
Yeah, I agree. They have some annoying, and maybe it's just a division rival thing, but it's just,
Brian Branch, bro. Like
yeah.
Kirby Joseph, thug of the week. He tries to take out people's ACLs. Like, I don't like the Lions.
I mean, I like Kirby Joseph just because of his Illinois roots, but
I played
I
2K with
understand.
him one time. He was chill then, I guess, but that was about it.
That's kind of a crazy pull there.
Yeah.
2K with Kirby Joseph, man.
Yeah. Him and Dontavian Wicks. That was lame.
False.
Where's Keach at?
Yeah, he's probably went off. But I wanted to go back to the topic of college basketball really quick. Going back, one game I'm really excited for, besides the one I'm getting ready to watch here between Houston and Iowa State, is Michigan Purdue. And let me read you the slates these two teams have upcoming. After the Michigan game, Purdue goes, they host Indiana and Michigan State, and then they go to Ohio State, who's playing for their tournament life, and then they go to Northwestern, and then they host Wisconsin. And then Michigan, after Purdue, they're going to Duke neutral, host Minnesota, at Illinois, at Iowa, and hosting Michigan State. So we have a lot of college basketball to be excited about, is my point with that.
There are some great games this week. I think the game I'm looking forward to is Arizona Houston. I think that's a
Yeah,
great game. Saturday has some great games. That one, obviously Tennessee Vandy for me. I don't know if Iowa plays on. Do they play Saturday?
they play Wisconsin at Wisconsin Sunday. Wisconsin's
Great
one of the
game.
hottest teams
Great
in the
game.
now. So,
Like there are
yeah.
some good games this week, bro. Like
Oh, yeah. This
there are
week
some
is
very
loaded.
high matchups.
This week might be the most loaded week of the season so far. But,
That
like,
AP
going
pool is
back,
gonna change up this week.
yeah, I think the two best matchups are today and tomorrow. Tonight, Houston versus Iowa State at Hilton, and then tomorrow you got Michigan Purdue at Mackey.
Looking
I
at the
think
other
if
ones.
I have four teams in my head right now that I really like. This is purely just based on
Like
gut
you're saying
feeling.
like to win a national championship?
Just yeah, I like him to go far in the tournament. I trust him in the tournament. I'm not saying like to win a national championship,
All right,
but
let's hear
just
'em.
four teams recently that I've really liked: Houston,
Okay, those
Iowa
are
State,
mine.
um, Purdue, and Florida.
I
Those are my
got Florida and Houston are my two. I
that you really.
also I gotta think this one through. I trust Duke this year. I trust Duke. I I think they have good veterans and like Isaiah Evans. Like I think they have some like obviously you got Boozer, but you saw Cooper Flag last year. Like that doesn't and like Zion Williamson, that doesn't always equate. But I like Isaiah Evans. I like one sec, I need to, what's his name? I'm going to their box score right now.
Yeah,
I think Duke is legit this year. Is it Foster? Yeah, Foster. Foster, he's been there. Like I think they got dudes that have been there. I think it's a good mix this year of dudes that have been there mixed with Boozer. So give me them. And then who was it? Oh, Kansas. I think Kansas is absolutely disgusting, especially when Darren Peterson's playing at his best.
Yeah, Kansas
And
is a good pull.
the only thing with
Kansas,
Iowa State is like I feel like a couple of their losses, bro. Like their losses have been bad, I feel like they've gotten like blown out.
that was gonna be my problem with Duke. I've watched a little bit of Duke. My problem with them is they kind of collapse some of these losses, like that UNC game. They really
That was
blew
a
that
collapse.
game. Yeah.
That is though that like UNC Duke though, like at UNC, like that's scripted. That game was crazy though.
To me, Iowa State just went through a little patch of the season where they really weren't them. Like, I think who did they lose to? Was it like
They got beat by
Oklahoma State?
21 by Kansas. They got beat by and then they got beat by Cincinnati and TCU, which I'm like, those are pretty bad losses. I'm not obviously a huge Big 12 fan, but I don't,
Okay, Cincinnati, I'll get behind is a bad
that's a
loss.
bad loss. TCU
Um,
is that's not like
oh wait, they didn't lose to Oklahoma State. That's my bad. Yeah, they lost to
TCU.
Kansas and Cincinnati. Yeah, and then TCU. Yeah,
Like
okay, TCU's one of those teams like Brock Harding. They beat Florida earlier this year. They have some really good
Florida
wins.
started off bad this year. Florida did
Yeah,
not have a good start to the year, and then they finally figured it out.
but here's one of my points though is that the teams that make a run in March are the teams that tend to get underseeded because they have these really good wins, but they also have some questionable losses or like inconsistent play. So I think that maybe TCU can be, I've
That's
watched minimal of them, but I think they can be one of those teams that could make a run potentially.
I think one of those teams would be Auburn for the SEC. I think Auburn is going to get a low seed, but they've had like I think they've had a top four schedule in the nation. Like they've played like 13 ranked opponents, I'm pretty sure. Like
Yeah, that's fair. I'm telling you as unbiasedly as possible. I still am just not ready to get off this idea that Iowa could be one of those teams that gets a low seed and is able to make a little bit of a run. We just obviously we have to put it all together quickly here, but I
bro,
think we
Tennessee
get
might be in that same boat, bro. Like we're projected like a 6 seed right now.
right. That's the thing. You guys, yeah. You
Like
guys might be in a. You guys might get if you play well down the stretch, you're gonna be like a top five seed.
yeah, but if we don't play well down the stretch, we could drop into like the 7 or 8 seed and like
Yeah, so yeah, then I guess if you guys fall to that line, you could potentially be one of those teams as well. Yeah, I could get behind that because you guys beat Houston, right?
yeah, like
Yeah,
that
like
was a
that's a
great win. At Bama was a great win. That's when they had the NBA player too. Now he's done though, luckily.
yeah.
But
But I do think we need to talk a little more about this Florida team, honestly.
dude, they,
Like
they are good, bro. Condon
I'm,
and Hugh, however you say his name,
yeah,
and then that big black dude that gets like 17 rebounds a game. I'm blanking on
yeah,
his name.
Chinulu,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude, like that is a tournament team, bro.
yeah,
They're like blowing teams out of the water right now too. Like they're dropping 90 a game with great defense.
yeah. I mean, the thing with them, is that front court is the best in the nation, undoubtedly, and they
Yeah,
still have elite guards. Like they don't have what they have last year with Clayton, obviously, but they have Xavier Lee and Boogie Flan. Like those two guys can turn up. But the thing is, with that front court, you're not going to need it every game.
yeah.
So you have a more stable, like, personnel group, for lack of a better term, like than just Walter Clayton like popping off and hitting these crazy shots, if that makes sense.
Well, now you got Condon too. Like I think Condon's a stud. Like
Yeah.
he's a great player, and yeah, I honestly think this team is more fundamental, like all around more sound than last year's Florida team. Like I don't think that'd be crazy to say.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think
I mean,
it I
obviously anyone wants Walter Clayton. Like anyone's gonna take him on their team, but I think this Florida team's legit.
yeah. Um I think this team does have the best chance of going back to back than anyone I've seen recently, including like UConn, honestly.
Including
Like,
UConn.
well, not the UConn team that actually did, but
Yeah.
like UConn from like previous, like after they won their second one is what I'm saying.
UConn,
Um,
I think UConn still is like I still think they're the least talked about number one seed.
that's fair.
Like I feel like still. I mean, the Big East is weak this year.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say that's the reason why. It's
probably
just because the Big
why.
East is down this year.
Like St. John's, like I think they're a first round upset. I don't. I have not been impressed. They did beat UConn, great win. Other than that, not been impressed. A lot of bad losses, a lot of close games with like teams like Butler and Creighton. I don't know what happened to the Big East because they were disgusting last year.
Yeah.
Um,
Um. Yeah. No, I can get behind that for sure. I just think that that's the whole reason they're not being talked about is just because
the Big
they're
East
in a
is so
weaker
weak.
conference. And
I agree with that.
but I agree. I mean, you can never count out Dan Hurley in the tournament. UConn's a team I definitely need to watch more of.
Yeah, same.
I saw a little bit of their game against St. John's, and then I saw a little bit of their game where they were playing Georgetown or something like that. But
They didn't play great against Georgetown the other day.
yeah,
It was-
I saw the first one where they ended up winning by like two or something.
Dude, they won by
But
like two again.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, that's nuts. Um, I also think in honor of Hurst, we got to talk
I was
about
gonna say
Richie Saunders' injury.
rip,
Obviously, yeah, brutal blow.
rip BYU season.
Besides being like kind of their catalyst on the court, he's also kind of the heart and soul guy that the fan base rallies around. I feel
That
like,
dude is a Mormon of all Mormons.
yeah, like
24,
BYU,
has kids. Like
yeah,
he's
like this.
he's
Go ahead.
no, you go.
Like this is a BYU team where you have Robert Wright, who's a transfer. You have Debansa, who's a first year guy. You don't have a ton of guys that you can relate to that have been here, and that's good for a fan base to have those type of players. I think that's why I'll always value the as a former Illinois fan. That's why I'll always value the team with like Io and Kofi and Frazier over the team that was like Shannon and Damask, just because those guys were all like they all started their career at Illinois.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that. Like Trent Frazier is still, even with Io and Kofi, Trent Frazier is still my favorite Illinois player of all time, just because he was there for 5 years. Like
Yeah, he was there for a
that's
long
big for a
time.
fan base. And yeah, losing a guy like that. Now his BYU career is over now, right?
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I didn't realize it, but he's like projected. He was projected to get drafted, like bottom second round, like bottom. I just saw it on ESPN mock draft. I was like, no way, because he's like 24 or like 23.
Well,
But
maybe someone will sign him, but that's
uh,
brutal,
he
dude.
did everything though, dude. He averaged 19 a game. He played good defense, 6 boards, 5 assists. Like, yeah, I don't. BYU's cooked. Like, they're not. They're not doing anything in the tournament without that dude. Like. There's no depth there, bro. There's not enough depth. They are going to be worn out after 2 weeks of that. Like they are going to get cooked. They are not. I think they're a first or second round bounce.
Is it
Yeah.
fair to say they've been one of the more disappointing teams this year?
Oh yeah. I mean, they haven't done anything against top comp.
Yeah.
Like they're like 2-6 in Q1 games, which is crazy for a team that was projected. I mean, Hurst was saying like 1 or 2 seed
But
stealing.
yeah, obviously that Richie Saunders thing was kind of a big
I
deal.
mean, yeah, that's just devastating because I mean, and like they have like the worst back like they have the worst guard defense like already in the nation. Like they're giving up the most points per games to like guards in, like the nation. Like they're like up there. Like they're like their perimeter defense is terrible.
Yeah.
And like without Rich now, it's just even worse. I so yeah, good thing Hurst is in Ghana, doesn't have to witness this. Utterly what's gonna be like probably a failure of a season by BYU standards. And like this is the year. Like I feel like the window after this year, like it's just like you lose Rob
Yeah.
Wright, you're losing Debansa, and you're losing Richie Saunders.
That's a crazy big three to replace.
You are losing all of them.
And I mean, we know BYU's got the funds, but
Oh, I mean, yeah, they got unlimited NIL, but
yeah, still that when you're replacing a big three like that, that's one of the reasons I like Purdue and Houston so much is because I guess you could also throw Iowa State into that category kind of because they've kept that core, but then they've also just built these young guys around them and made them better.
I will say that is one thing about Purdue. Like they do got that experience. Like I'll give it like between Kaufman and Brandon Smith, like yeah, those are the teams that tend to go far in the tournaments. Those teams that have the experience together.
Nothing's gonna surprise them. Like if anything, they're just gonna get beat by like a Houston or something like that.
Just like a bad matchup, yeah. I
Yeah, just
agree.
like someone that's can
Just better.
compete at their level. Yeah. But I mean, they definitely can win a national championship. I'm just saying, I'm not coming out here and saying Purdue's going to win the national championship. But I am saying that after watching them play in person on Saturday, they're definitely a team that can.
Yeah. I think this team's better than the Zach Edey teams too. Like I think those Zach Edey teams gotta be some of the most overhyped teams, bro. Like yeah,
Ex-
they went to the Natty one year,
I
but
was going to
like
say, except for that
except
year.
for that year. But like, bro, other than that, dude, like I remember watching them in the tournament just not being impressed, bro.
Yeah, that's the other thing they have is just that great guard play with
Yeah.
Cox and Smith. Braden Smith's probably the
It's like the
best, one of
Carson
the best.
Edwards year, bro.
Yeah,
That's what it
right.
reminds me of. Like
Hmm.
solid supporting pieces, really good guard play.
Yeah, yeah. And then Houston, it's like you have that great trio and you just add Flemings. Like that's insane.
I
Like,
Yeah, that they are gonna be hard to beat. And like you got Sharp, like he's that guy that's gonna go hit the big three. Like, yeah.
and then my thing with Iowa State is I feel like there's always one player who you kind of trademark, like Walter Clayton,
Yeah.
uh, that kind of player. I think Milan Momcilovic might be that guy this upcoming March. Have you seen how like
Dude, he's
his
shooting over
niche like
50.
fadeaway shot? It's basically a layup at this point.
He's
It's
shooting
all
50, 50, 90
yeah,
across the board. That it's like unheard of.
yeah. I feel like most people know who he is, but like some people who just flip on the TV are gonna have a lot of fun watching.
He played really well in the tournament last year, if I remember right.
Yeah, he did.
Because he had like one game where he had a ton of threes, I'm pretty sure.
But I'm saying like this year might be like an all time. If Iowa State does win the national championship, I think his name is gonna go down as like a March Madness legend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's the player I would pinpoint on that Iowa State team for
Yeah,
sure.
him and Lipsy and Torrey might be one of the best on ball defenders in the country. And then they have that size too with Jefferson. I mean, I know I'm an Iowa fan, but I can't. I feel like I'm glazing Iowa State at this point, honestly. But
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, bro.
yeah, but it's kind of deserved. Like they're raw.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What else do we got here?
We got
Oh,
a
I guess
minute 40 left.
minute 40.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Quickly, do you have any thoughts on the St. John's Providence fight?
Bro, okay, I just saw that like right before I got on.
I think the biggest issue was the haircut, honestly.
Haircut. What?
Yeah, did you see that the guy who was throwing the punches, his hair was completely bald except right here. He had like a little strand of hair.
Is he white?
No, he was like either white or mixed. He had a ton of tats. I couldn't really tell.
Oh, nah, dude. So a bench player.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Providence well enough, but yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, you can't be starting fights of your little sister, bro. Like, come
Yeah,
on, bro.
yeah. All right, we got less than a minute, so we're gonna have to wrap this one up. Good pod. We unfortunately lost Cooper due to internet issues. Hopefully, we can get that fixed in the future. Cotter Drake, Will Lehman, another great episode of Rivals. We'll see you guys next week.